NXT's Halloween Havoc is this weekend, and I love the fact that they decided to bring back such an iconic WCW pay-per-view to the NXT brand during this whole new rebranding process of, I guess we're going to call it NXT Black and Silver. NXT has been putting on some fantastic shows, and the talent led by the women's division has really shown why it's no longer really a developmental product. It is now basically WWE's third show. Getting into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications that are the Mr. Tesh Wrestling channel. We have consistently been growing with daily videos, and we are going to continue all the way into 2025. Now, on to the video. Starting off with our first ambulance match that we have seen in quite some time. Ridge Holland takes on Andre Chase from Chase University. The blood feud between Chase University and Ridge Holland for defecting and turning his back on Chase University after they brought him in to help him grow and make a better Ridge Holland has brought this to a head. When was the last time we actually saw an ambulance match in WWE, let alone NXT? Personally, I can't remember. If we have, let me know in the comments. Guys, Ridge Holland versus Andre Chase is probably going to be one of those matches that isn't the finish of the feud, but is going to bring the next step into the feud. I love that Halloween Havoc is leading into bigger and better things. This is not an event where I believe feuds will end. I think it's actually more of an event where titles will change and new feuds begin. So for my prediction on this video, I think Andre Chase comes out with the W on this, just because we probably are going to get a returning Ridge Holland or interference from Thea Hale, who's had an absolute nightmare of a time. But the other way I look at this is we've seen Thea Hale turn heel once. I'm almost wondering if we get a secondary turn by Thea Hale that throws my prediction in the other way. But personally, I'm going to go with Andre Chase. The NXT North American Champion, the Don, Tony D'Angelo, takes on one of the most brightest up-and-comers in NXT, Obafemi. Now, it doesn't go without saying that Obafemi is probably main roster ready. My personal opinion, they should have taken him after his first match in NXT. The guy is a unit. He has all the capabilities and abilities to be on the main roster. But if you keep taking all the really, really good talent from NXT, you got to develop more, which, yes, I understand it is developmental, but you need mainstays in the division to be able to help carry and teach the ones coming up. For this match is a tables, ladders, and scares match. I'm gonna assume it's just a basic TLC match with the title hanging above the ring. I'm gonna assume that. Moving into this match, I don't think Tony D'Angelo has held the title long enough from Obafemi, and personally, I think Oba is ready. So putting a title on him now near the end of 2024 with the Royal Rumble coming up in 2025, I don't see Obafemi taking the W here. I think it's going to be an absolute war, and we saw the destruction this week on NXT on where Obafemi's mindset with taking out the entire family. First off, who attacked Rizzo? We did see a little stint there with Nikita Lyons. Stax and Luciano get taken out with the Dawn being handcuffed or zip tied to the pole. So this is going to be a brutal match. This is going to be an aggressive match, but I don't see the title changing hands. I see Tony D'Angelo still walking out with the North American Championship, and we see Obafemi start taking a bit of a step back with the NXT brand and potentially being called up in the new year, potentially having a Royal Rumble push, or we start seeing him jumping between shows like we've seen Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. The NXT Women's North American Champion, Kalani Jordan, defends her championship against either Fallon Henley, JC Jane, or Jasmine Nix. Now, this being said, this is a make a deal spinner's choice for Fatal Influence. So personally, I would like to see it be Fallon Henley, but a weird little situation happened right at the end of NXT with the arriving Delta, aka formerly known as Delta, now known as Zariah. I hope that's how we pronounce it. But if it is Zariah getting involved with Fatal Influence, I don't see that being the case, because we also had 4 other women involved with that kind of debut. But I can see it being a swerve and Zariah going up against Kalani Jordan. If I'm going to take a pick, it is probably Fallon Henley or JC Jane. I don't see Jasmine Nix being too involved in this match, but Jasmine Nix could be a surprise. I'm going to predict that this is Fallon Henley getting involved in some weird stipulation match, and I see Kalani Jordan dropping the title. Her run has been for a good amount of time, but really, if you look at Kalani Jordan, she needs to do more. I personally believe she needs to be in the women's main event picture for NXT. She has really built herself over the last year on the NXT brand, and I think the women's championship on NXT is now where she should be setting her sights. We have Roxanne Perez, who might be going up against Julia, might be going up against Zariah, or might be going up against Stephanie Vaquer. So I think she needs to be molded into that picture, because I don't see Roxanne Perez on the NXT roster for much longer. So for this match, I think Kalani drops her title to one of the members of Fatal Influence. Fatal Influence has been doing an amazing job as a women's heel faction, and I think working them into a title picture where they can be a dominant force, like what was Mandy Rose's faction called, Fatal Attraction, or whatever they call it, Toxic Attraction. There you go. So they can be the next Toxic Attraction. I think all 3 women have a great vibe to them. So I say Fallon Henley as your new Women's North American Champion. Moving into the next women's match on the card, Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus the international sensations that are Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Now, I did mention in my prediction of the last match that Zariah, formerly known as Delta, could get involved in one of the women's matches. I think this is the more likely, being that Stephanie Vaquer and Julia have both come in as major baby faces on the NXT brand to help carry the NXT brand forward. Delta being that crazy demon style with that kind of Jordan Grace and Rhea Ripley blend of just power and just aura. Like, I hate that aura is always used these days, but Zariah has it. So I'm gonna say somehow she gets involved, and she's involved with Roxanne and Cora Jade in this match to help Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez go over. But the question is, who takes the pin, Julia or Stephanie Vaquer? That's my concern. So I'm going to say this match could come out to be a no contest with interference. But if it's the no contest, if we have to remove that and I have to make a pick, I'm going to say still just Stephanie Vaquer and Julia are too powerful. They're too hot right now to actually take a pin. Either one of them, I think it would hurt their stock, just like having Jacob Fatu take a pin anytime right now. You can't hurt the stock of these women. So I'm going to say Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. That is my decision, Stephanie Vaquer and Julia to win this match. Trick Williams, the NXT champion, versus Ethan Page for the NXT Championship in a Devil's Playground match. I don't even know what a Devil's Playground match is. I'm going to say it's an ordinary street fight where they can fight all around the arena. Maybe. I have no idea. But this is the fun about Halloween Havoc. They can just make up fun names, and they might have like a pumpkin that somebody gets hit with. I love the promo that we got on NXT on Tuesday night. Trick Williams dressed in all angelic white, coming out as the uber babyface, and you had Ethan Page coming out in the black and red, very Lucifer-esque, very devilish, with a very devilish promo. A lot of people said Trick Williams won that promo battle. I am on the other side of it. I think Ethan Page absolutely showed his range and his ability to sell a fight. Oh my God, Ethan Page is levels above when it comes to working on the mic. It is Not even close. There are some people, Trick Williams can cut a great promo, Carmelo Hayes can cut a great promo, but Ethan Page knows how to sell a match, and that is what he did. He sold his career, he sold his legacy, and he sold this match to make me believe that Ethan Page is going to win this match. Trick Williams just recently got his title back, but I'm going to throw it up in the air and I'm going to say they're going to play hot potato with the NXT Championship for the next few months. And I'm going to say Ethan Page comes out on top. So Ethan Page to win the NXT Championship back. So guys, those are my predictions for NXT Halloween Havoc. Let me know in the comments who your winners are and how off do you think I am. Where does Zariah, formerly known as Delta, fit in the women's division currently? And what's next for the NXT division? Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications. That are the Mr. Tash Wrestling channel. We're doing daily videos. Don't forget to follow. Like always, be good people.